What's going on, guys? Matt in a hat, Matt Johnson Real Estate, powered by Keller Williams Diamond Partners. You are tuned into the hot list on Red Friday. So thank you guys for joining in. It has been an incredible week. First off, let me thank our sponsor of the week, Roof Check Contracting, and Chase Henton in this area. He has been awesome, allowing me to talk about them this week and them be the sponsor of this week. So Chase, thank you so much. Roof Check Contracting, thank you guys for allowing me to talk about y'all, promote y'all, and be this week's sponsor of the week. As you guys know, I come to you Monday through Friday around 12 o'clock Central Standard Time. While Facebook finds me an audience, I share this out from my other device to get more people in here to inform, educate, and just talk about what we have going on. You guys know that I talk about a specific property each day of the week. It's about a new property, a unique property, a reduction in price on a property, something specific or special that I want to share with you guys so you know about the property that we're talking about. Also, the hot list is available in iTunes now. You can download, you can subscribe. Most importantly, while you're there, leave me a review. Leaving me a review helps get hot list in front of more people. I can get in front of more people, help more people, talk to more people, and it helps answer their question because we do a question of the day submitted by you, the viewers. And we are going to get into that as well. So first and foremost, when you get over to iTunes, make sure that you subscribe to the hot list and you leave me a 5-star review. Much love and appreciated. Property we're talking about today is a newer one on the market. The address is 1501 Sherwood Way. I have included a link. It is down below in the description. If you're watching this live or on my YouTube channel, it will be down below. If you're catching this on the replay, it's going to be up top in the description. Click on that link and it's going to take you right to that house. This is a very cool house. It's on a corner lot. It's a ranch style house. So everything is on one level. Absolutely awesome. And that's what I love about this house. It is a 3-bed, 2.5 bath house. It does have an attached 2-car garage, has 1,902 square feet of finished space, currently listed at $178,900 by Eck Real Estate. This has a remodeled kitchen and it was done beautifully. They have some amazing cabinets in there, quartz countertops. There's a combination of hardwood flooring, carpet throughout the house. They have replacement windows, and make sure you guys check out the unique fireplace. It's actually a wood-burning fireplace, but it's got stone in it, and it's absolutely awesome. So make sure you guys check that out, click that link, and take a look at that house. Not be disappointed, I promise you. While we are continuing with the rainy season, I did get a question about how do I keep water out of my basement. As somebody who struggled with this when I first moved into this house, this is absolutely something I can relate to. And we've also talked this week about each house having their own personalities, quirks, special needs, special cares, but not with basements, right? So while your basement may have concrete walls, concrete flooring, that doesn't make it a swimming pool. So what we're talking about today are going to be some DIY ways that you are able to do this. And while waterproofing may be unavoidable at some point, and may be required at some point, if you can do some of these DIY ways, you can put that off, or maybe remedy it all together without calling in a pro to do some waterproofing. We all know what happens when water gets in your basement. You get that musty smell, mildewy smell, humidity jumps up in the basement, and the potential for mold. And even the slightest bit of water can be a concern because, you get that humidity and that musty smell. Also, it promotes some type of wildlife in your basement that you don't want, whether that are different bugs and insects, spiders, snakes, whatever the case may be. So you want to avoid that as much as possible and only keep water where it belongs on the outside of your house. So how do you keep water where it belongs? Well, here are 5 do-it-yourself tricks that can help keep the water outside of your house. Number 1 is going to be check the grade along your house. Now, we all know the grade along your house should be sloping away from the house. So as water comes in, rain comes down, it washes away from the house and not towards the house. Of course, with the rain over time, there's going to be some type of erosion, and that's going to wash away a little bit of the grade. We're not worried about a little bit, we're worried about a lot bit. Is when that little bit turns into a lot, and that grade away from the house turns into a negative grade when water is then diverted towards your house. And water is the most persistent thing on the planet. Look at the Grand Canyon. Water will find a way to get in the house, whether it's through cracks, whether it's through windows, whether it's through the floor in your basement. Water will find a way, I promise you, to get in your basement. While grading and regrading is not difficult, it can be labor intensive if you choose to do it yourself. It's again not difficult, can be expensive. I would recommend not just adding dirt to it, because that just puts more pressure on the foundation, but doing what you can with what you have and just regrading it that way. Number 2 is cleaning your gutters and your downspouts. We've talked about this before. Clean them at least twice a year in the spring and in the fall, because water spilling over your clogged gutters is going to go anywhere it damn well wants, which could include your basement. So keeping your gutters clean keeps the water where it belongs, in those gutters, down the spouts, and out the downspout where it needs to go, away from your house. Also, when you're cleaning the gutters and the downspouts, check the joints, check the fit to them, make sure that they are not clogged as well. Get a hose up there, spray it in there. You will find out where it's clogged using a hose, I promise. Also, when you do this, I personally recommend downspout extensions, whether that is on top of the ground, whether that's under the ground, that it washes away from the house, or the little splash pad looking things. If you're not going to do an extension, at least do a splash pad at the minimum to help kind of move that water away from the house. Number 3 is going to be maintaining your basement windows. Now, not every basement has a window. We all know that. I've sold a few houses that had no windows in the basement. My basement actually has windows. So what I do every year is I check the seal around and weather stripping around it. Any leaves left over from the fall, I move away from the windows. I don't want them holding moisture there or freezing against the windows or that weather stripping during the wintertime. Clean it out. Mine are pretty simple. Mine are even with and flush with the ground, so I don't have to worry too much about cleaning them out or replacing gravel in there. If you do, make sure that you clean it out, get all them wet, nasty leaves out, lay fresh gravel when needed, and when necessary, put new window well caps in place to help keep your basement dry. Number 4, just hear me out. Not everybody's going to like this one. Number 4 is check your plumbing, because I know that's not the greatest thought. If water isn't coming in your basement from outside, that leaves one other option. That's right, inside. So it's not an ideal or pleasant thought that, water could be coming from a leaky toilet or, a shower drain, sink, whatever the case may be. So while this is not the most pleasant thought, it's also something that needs to be looked at and addressed. So whether that is going and inspecting your pipes, if you have an unfinished basement, it's a little bit simpler, because you can just take a flashlight and just look up at the piping, check for any type of moisture. If you have a finished basement and you have water coming in your basement, look for any type of wet spots or staining along the walls or the ceiling, and that will help you find where it's leaking. Finally, number 5 is checking your furnace air handler. Now, we've talked about AC units before, what they do, how they work with pulling warm air in one side and forcing cold air out the other side. So what it does, the A coil that is in your air handler, it brings warm air one side, cold air outside. Well, what happens when it rapidly changes from warm air to cold air? You get some moisture and condensation. And with that, typically there is some type of collection tray and condensation line and drain. What actually happened to my AC unit last week was the condensation line was plugged, so there was water coming out from underneath of my AC instead of through that condensation line. So that's just one more thing that I recommend checking. If that's typically a simple fix, as long as your condensation line isn't glued together. Mine is not glued together, so I can clean it and flush it out every year. So those are the top 5 ways for do-it-yourselfers to help keep water out of your basement. So let's run through them one more time. Number 1, checking the grade around your house, not just in one spot on your house. Check the whole house. Make sure that you don't have a negative grade and it's sloping towards your house. Number 2 is cleaning those downspouts and gutters at least twice a year. Thoroughly clean them, flush them with that hose, and you'll find where it's clogged. I promise you, if you use that hose. Number 3 is maintaining any window wells. So if they're down in the ground, not flush like mine are, just make sure that you clean them, you check them, and change the window well caps when needed. Number 4 is checking your plumbing. Again, if you're getting water in your basement and it's not coming from outside, got to be coming from inside. So check that plumbing. And finally, number 5 is checking that air handler. Make sure that condensation line isn't plugged up and you've got water flowing out there and not from underneath your AC unit like what I had last week. Hopefully this fixes any basement problems that you have or concerns with any type of moisture or water. If not, there may be some waterproofing or calling a professional in your future. If that is the case, please feel free to reach out to me. I have a number of 5-star vendors that I actively refer business to because of the 5-star service that they provide to people and the positive feedback I get from clients that I have recommended to these people. So that is what I got for you guys today on the hot list. Hopefully you guys learned something. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me, message me, whether it's through Facebook. My phone number is in the description as well. That's all I got. I'm going to get out of here so I can go stand in line and at the motor vehicle department, get my car registered. Yeah, it's that time. I'm not looking forward to it. So thanks for watching The Hot List with Matt in a Hat. Matt Johnson Real Estate, powered by Keller Williams Diamond Partners. I do this because your experience matters and should be trusted with a veteran. Y'all have an awesome weekend. I'll see you Monday for The Hot List and our sponsor of the week.